Aloha, my name is Dr. Mike Okuuchi, and this video is going to walk you through the MB GLP-1 system. The MB GLP-1 system is very simple. Just two products, the MB Core and the MB Enhance. The MB GLP-1 system was designed to help activate your body's natural production of GLP-1. Now, GLP-1, or glucagon-like peptide 1, is a hormonal messenger that helps to regulate blood glucose, appetite, and digestion. And many are familiar with the medications that have taken the forefront in the marketplace for weight management. They're effective, but many wanted a more natural approach due to cost and side effects of the drugs. This is where the MB GLP-1 system comes in. The MB GLP-1 system is very simple. You got the MB Core, take 2 capsules in the morning, 30 minutes later, follow that up with the MB Enhance, mix that into whatever drink you want, like a smoothie. So how would I structure a day? Basically, in the morning, you take 2 capsules of the MB Core, 30 minutes later, you take a couple scoops of the MB Enhance with any drink of your choice, and then you would have lunch and dinner. Now, important thing to note here is during your lunch and dinner, have veggies and proteins and fats exactly in that order. That helps to regulate your blood sugar so that it doesn't spike too much. In a big picture perspective, your first week was what we would call your priming week. This is where you would take about 2 scoops of the MB Enhance. This is to give your body time to build up its ability to withstand the increase in the amount of fiber that your body may not be used to. This is just to give your gut time to take in the fiber and do what it needs to do so that you don't get any uncomfortable effects of increasing fiber intake. Then weeks 2 through 4, you'd kick it up to about 4 scoops. Your body's going to adapt to that and it's going to do its thing. So some tips for getting started. Go to our page, the lifestyle.lifevantage.com/mindbody, where you'll be able to find our start guide and the success tracker. Go ahead and download those things where you can take a look at that, and it'll give you some tips and tricks on how to get started, how to track what you need to track. But there are some things that I would recommend for getting started. A big one is taking your pictures before and after to help you see your changes. Now, you may not notice your changes, but if you document these things, you'll be able to see a significant difference over the course of being on the GLP-1 system. We also want to take your measurements. Take note that I'm not really big on the whole weight loss thing as the main focus. It is a side effect of everything that we're doing, and it's just a small metric of your overall health. But it's something good to keep track of. What we want you to do is take your measurements. So you want to get some type of tape measure and measure your hip, waist, thigh, chest, and arms. You total that up. And when you do your checkpoints, checkpoint 1, 2, 3, and 4, then you can see the difference. That's a big indicator of how well your body is functioning on a metabolic perspective. Your weight is also going to change, either going down, which we notice for a lot of people. It may go up at certain points through the week. It may go down, then go back up, then go down. So that's why it's not necessarily a great indicator, because we're not differentiating in your weight according to lean muscle mass, water intake, food metabolism, fat. All of those things plays a role in the overall body composition. Now, a question many people ask is, what do I eat on this? So we've created a worksheet that will outline some of the things you may want to incorporate into your kitchen. So create a shopping list and also give you some recipes that you may want to play around with so that you won't get bored on the system. Highly encourage you to take a shot of this QR code and join our Facebook group for our customers. And you'll be able to have interactions and share tips and tricks and see all the different things our other customers are talking about on their journey through the MB GLP-1 system. So many people ask, what's happening in my body as I'm going through this? We're supplying the gut with the food that it needs. Now, the things that your gut needs for food is different than what we think is food. We're supplying it with prebiotics. And what it does in turn with that is it makes fuel for your gut cells. So the little microbes are eating the prebiotics, and it creates these fuel called short-chain fatty acids. The gut cells then take that and make GLP-1. GLP-1 is a hormone that communicates back to your brain, and it tells the brain, hey, I don't need any more food. Your hunger starts to decrease. With that, it helps your blood glucose levels to become more balanced. You get less desire for high caloric intake, And your microbiome is the biggest part. Your microbiome starts to improve. Overall, you're improving the efficiency of your mitochondria. You're going to be able to break down fat and energy, but even better, you're going to be more efficient at switching between those two for energy. That's the overarching goal. The goal for longevity is what we call metabolic flexibility. View your body as a hybrid car. You're going to be able to run on two different types of fuel at will. As we age, we're not able to tap into one of those sources of fuel, which is fat. And that's why your body either will keep depositing fat or not being able to break it down, or for most people, it's going to be both. What we're doing is we're taking those signals that is lacking in your body, ramping that up so you become more efficient at bouncing between the two. Over the course of your journey using the system, a few things are going to happen. And I want to point them out so you may not be alarmed if those things come about. First of all, you're going to be increasing GLP-1 production. Our studies in the human clinical trials have shown 140% increase in GLP-1 production. You're going to balance your insulin response. If you're diabetic, you're going to start to see blood glucose stabilize even better. There are some things, and we're going to talk more about this in the troubleshooting and frequently asked questions section, which is another video. But you want to make sure that if you're on these types of blood glucose lowering medications, that you closely monitor your blood glucose so that you don't go hypoglycemic. You're also going to notice a decrease in oxidative stress. Now, during your first week, your body's going to go through that rebalancing phase. You're going to give it some of the fiber that it has been lacking for most people. Some people, they have adequate amounts of fiber. For most people, they're going to start to rebalance. This is why we encourage you to start with 2 scoops. So your first week is the rebalancing phase. Some people may notice some muscle aches, headaches, better sleep. A lot of times what I've heard from people is a change in their gastrointestinal function. This may include increase in bowel movements. This may include bloating. This may include constipation, which is very common. And what we recommend is to increase your water intake along with this, because as we increase the fiber in your body and change the microbiome, your body's going to be more dependent upon hydration. This is one of the reasons why people crave carbohydrates, is because they're actually in a state of dehydration. They're not hungry. They're actually dehydrated. So note those things. Make sure that we're keeping up with our water intake. You may notice a change in energy. You may notice a change in mood. All of these things are happening during the rebalancing phase. Now, it can happen through the rest of the program, but more so in that first week. Now, the second week, we start to kick it up. We're going to go to 4 scoops. Some people may only tolerate 3 scoops. That's okay. But if you're increasing it, you're going to start reestablishing what your gut needs to be doing. You may also notice during this time that your weight loss may plateau. What's happening here is that the body is repairing damaged cells, reestablishing the gut microbiome, and building up muscle mass. Watch how your clothes fit. You may notice, especially in your waistline, a decrease in your overall waist, and your clothes will start to fit a little bit looser. Now, week 3 and beyond, this is the restoration phase. Your body will start to restore proper metabolic function, and that's what we're after here. You're going to notice more of a decrease in body size, predominantly because you're building more lean muscle mass. Now, one of the things that happens in most weight loss program is you lose weight, but at an expense of muscle. So you're losing both fat and muscle, predominantly muscle for most people. And this is a big issue. We don't want to lose weight to lose muscle. We want to lose weight in the realms of decreasing fat percentage in our body. And this is what's going to happen on the MB GLP-1 system. You're going to be more proficient at producing energy and utilizing that energy. Your cells are becoming more sensitized to insulin. And I point this out for those that are diabetic, that are on blood glucose lowering medications, or you may be on a lower glucose. So if you have lower blood glucose to begin with, you gotta monitor that and then use your diet accordingly. So now you've completed first month. You went through weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now what's next? For most people, if you've been using this for weight loss, you may want to continue. And the clinical trials that we've run was done on a 12-week program. So you may want to continue until you reach your goal weight. And I'm going to give you more tips and tricks on what to do after that, because a lot of times people are asking, what do I do if I hit my goal weight? What's next? What if I'm already at my goal? Is this something for me? I'll answer that in the frequently asked questions video. What I highly recommend, even if you've reached your goal weight, is to continue on the MB GLP-1 system. We're going to modify some of the intake of your food. We're going to modify your lifestyle activities as in exercise and all of those things. But I highly encourage you to jump on two main products, Protandim and Axio. Those two things are going to decrease the amount of oxidative stress in your body, to increase the amount of electrons going into your body, or what your body's producing. And then the third one is creating a better neurological communication pathway. That's what Axio does. One of my favorite things I've used to help recenter your central nervous system and your focus. So that's what I recommend right after. Now, in subsequent videos, I'm going to teach you some of the tips and tricks on how you can kick this up a notch even further. I hope this quick video helps you get started and get you off on the right foot and guide you to how to utilize the MB GLP-1 system to get you the best results.